Hey, I bought a new 3D printer. Stick around and we'll put it together. Hey, this is Todd with TLF Works. I bought a new Artillery Sidewinder X1 3D printer in this box right here from Amazon. So we're going to open this thing up, put it together. I hope you stick around. Okay, so the 3D printer was inside of an Amazon box. Now the 3D printer is inside this Artillery box. Let's take a look at this thing, see if we can see what the version information is on the outside of this box. I don't see where it says the version. I think it should be version 3, something like that. There's some definite ways we'll tell when we open it up here. Let's get into it. Okay, one of the main things I'm looking for here is that the fan is no longer up here on the side, it's on the bottom, right here by my fingers on the bottom. So that tells me that this is one of the newer version printers. It's hot in Texas. So inside of the box, we have this read me first. Looks like we have some instructions, packing list, power cable, got the holder for the filament. We have a little bag of goodies here that's supposed to contain everything that we need to put this thing together, as well as some spare parts. So I'm going to read some documents and I'll be right back. So the yellow 3D sheet talks about hazards and warnings. There was a document in there for using a slicer, and there's a little card here from customer service asking you to reach out to customer service. Then here's our installation manual. So I'm going to follow the steps of this installation manual using the provided tools. It's a ribbon cable, Allen wrenches, USB, ribbon cable, some extra tires for the wheels, USB drive, nuts and bolts. Basically, from a structural point of view, those 6 or 7 bolts right there is all it takes to put this together. Have an important little piece of tubing here for the extrusions to go through. A zip tie, more wheels, a nozzle, and an LED light. So I'm going to take a bunch of this, put it back in the back, and we'll get it out as we need it. Did I mention it's hot in Texas? Wow. Step 1, we're going to put the gantry on the base using 4 washers and screws, M4s by 45 millimeters. Looks like there's a 5th one in there. We're going to use this Allen wrench. What I'm going to do here, my table saw assembly table here. It's my new Powermatic 64B. Love it. I'm going to slide this off the edge here so I can keep everything in the correct orientation, reach underneath and put the screws in. Then I'll rotate it and do the other side. I don't know if this will go in there multiple ways, but orientation is probably important. We're going to cut these zip ties first. I'm going to finger tighten these, then I'll come back and I'll tighten them all up. It's something my dad taught me to do. It's hot in Texas. Step 2 is the filament spools. We want the filament sensor facing forward. I'm leaving these loose. It's one of the design flaws in this printer is For every unique spindle size, you have to readjust this. I don't have any of the spool spindles, the filament spools out here, so I'll be leaving this thing loose. I'll adjust it later and tighten it up. The instructions show this filament sensor getting plugged in from the outside of this bracket. Right here it's going to be on the top. This could be a little longer. I'll be truthful with you. I'm gonna move the right side of this spindle holder over that way just a little bit to make a little more room on that cable. Now I'm going to tighten it down, and then I'm going to make mental note that any adjustment I need to make, I always make off of this side. That was both steps 2 and 3 right there. I think we're ready for step 4. You want to make sure you put the end stop in the outside slot, not the inside slot. If this wrap wasn't already fused on there, this heat's fusing it on there now. It's hot in Texas. Finally figured it out. I thought I figured it out. If you're looking at the pictures for step 4, one picture shows this thing in the left rail, one picture shows it in the right rail. Inside and outside, you want this end stop on the outside rail, and it's telling us up here in the red, 75 millimeters from the base to the top of the sensor. I have calipers. Zero these out. Step 5 is to connect the Z-stepper motors. We have one on each side, one for each side of the gantry. It's one of the nice features of this product. I'm going to remove the packing tape for those this time as well. Step 6 is to connect the ribbon cable for the X carriage and the cable for the filament runout sensor, both on this far side of the machine. One of the tips I saw somewhere online, YouTube or someplace, if I can find it again, I'll put a link to it. But one of the tips recommended that you examine these ribbon cables to make sure that that the ends are all nice and clean before you stick them in. Makes troubleshooting later a little easier. You want to make sure you get that seated in there nice and well. Step 7, connect the FFC to the board on the X gantry. I don't think the camera's picking this up well because of my lighting right now, but we're going to take this ribbon, put it in right here. I had to push pretty firm to get that in there. I had to push pretty firm. We need to adjust all the wheels now. There's 3 here, 2 on top, 1 on the bottom. The eccentric bolt. We're going to use the eccentric bolt on the bottom wheel here. There's wheels under the build plate as well. We're going to adjust those. We're going to get rid of any slop. I got to tell you, there's none in here now. These are adjusted. I'm gonna double check it, but they look good. Instructions say try to turn the wheel without forcing it. If the wheel turns freely or without much effort, then it's too loose. To tighten the wheels, rotate the eccentric nuts slightly until the wheel is snug against the frame. I'm turning pretty hard to get those to move. There's no slop in there. I think I'm good. I I didn't have the camera on, so you missed me connecting this ribbon cable right here to the hot end. Time to connect the power. We're going to take the build plate here and level it to the heating sensor. Step 9, we're going to heat this thing, to heat the bed up and level it. We're going to heat the nozzle and the bed.